The journal paper is about supply chain design for efficient and effective blood supply in disasters. The problem discussed in this paper is natural disasters in the past created shortage of blood supply in the disaster hit area. The sudden increase in blood for the blood supply would make the hospitals run out of blood. This could make the mortality rate high in the disaster hit area. Considering the disaster happened in the past, on 26 December 2003, the earthquake devastated the historical city of Iran. Over 30,000 people were killed. All the health facilities in that area were destroyed, with over 50% of the health personnel reported killing or missing. All the hospitals in the nearby called for emergency and collected around 1 lakh blood units, out of which 21,000 were actually received and utilized by these hospitals. This problem occurred as there is no proper supply chain model to deliver blood. This paper is about the efficient and effective blood supply during disasters. Moving on to supply chain model. Supply chain network consists of blood facility locations, local and regional blood centers, and hospitals. The model formatted the integer programming model formatted for the supply chain consists of two objective functions to find the trade-off between the two objective functions. Moving on to the LP model. The LP model consists of three important elements. They are objective function, decision variables, and constraints. There are two objective functions used in this method. One is to minimize the cost incurred in locating the facility, transportation cost, and operation cost. The other is to minimize the average delivery time from blood facility to local or regional blood centers. There are two types of decision variables for this model: first stage decisions and second stage decisions. First stage decision variables are determined even before the disaster occurs. Second stage decision variables are determined from the data obtained from the disaster. The important decision variables in this model are quantity of blood transported from blood facility to local and regional blood centers in each scenario, quantity of blood transported from local and regional blood centers to hospitals in each scenario, quantity of blood transported from local to regional blood centers in each scenario, number of blood facilities to be located, binary variable to determine the location of blood facilities, blood inventory levels in local and regional blood centers. The important constraints in this model are: number of blood facilities in each time period should not exceed the number of blood facilities allocated for the particular time period. There should not be more than one blood facility at a particular site. A blood facility cannot be located if there is already one exists in the particular site. Donors should be assigned to blood facilities that are open. Demand at hospitals should be fulfilled at each time period. Constraints to restrict that only donated blood could be transported from the facility. The methodology they adapted in converting bi-objective function to a single objective function is epsilon constraint method. A hybrid solution uses both the Lagrangian approach and the epsilon constraint method. The epsilon constraint method keeps one objective function as such, and the other objective function is changed as a constraint by limiting it to upper bound epsilon. In this case, the objective function of the cost is same, but the average delivery time is set to a particular upper bound. On adapting such methodology and conducting series of experiments, they could determine the performance of the proposed model, a better trade-off between the cost and delivery time, benefits of the hybrid approach on comparing it with the expected value approach. The drawbacks in this problem is there are some drawbacks in this problem. The problem is highly uncertain, and this could make the cost to be on the higher side. Travel time assumptions can go wrong depending on the circumstances in real time. To collect disaster data and find out the parameters is a tedious task. Thank you.